do the different denominations have their own schools?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so for example, even if you were to go to for example, I went to a Methodist, divinity school, right? At
Okay.
Candler. And so if you want to go and be a pastor in the Methodist church, let's say you went to a Lutheran seminary. Okay.
Okay.
You would still have to go to a Methodist divinity school to take 3 classes. That's kind of like their mandatory thing. So you'd have to go there to take a theology of Wesley, a history of Methodism, and a polity class.
Did Lutheranism come out of Methodism?
No.
Well, what?
Well, so all I'm saying
What are we
is,
doing?
if you were Lutheran,
Okay.
and you went to a Lutheran seminary, but now you're like, no, I want to be Methodist pastor now.
Oh.
Then
Okay.
you have to take those classes.
I understand,
right?
now.
But no, so every denomination has its things, that they want you, courses that they want you to complete that usually will only be found within their divinity or their seminary schools.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that's why you have to take usually a few classes, So if I went to a Baptist seminary, I'd have to take a few classes to go be a Lutheran, priest or pastor. So,
Okay.
yeah. So that's kind of the way it works.
So do most people go to a school of the denomination that they are already?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And that's most often the case. Now, there are individuals that I know that have gone to Asbury, for example, and they've gone there and they started out as a Methodist and they were like, you know what? I really love the Anglican church. I'm going to go become Anglican now. I want to become an Anglican priest.
Okay.
That happens too. And just because those at Asbury, for example, we have a lot of Anglicans there as well as Methodists.
Okay.
So you have to come crossover sometimes. So yeah, that kind of stuff, you usually go though, according to what church you'd like to go minister in. Now, again, for the non-denominational churches, that's a whole different beast.
Okay.
That usually do not require. Some do require degrees and that kind of stuff, but a lot of them don't.
Okay.
And so that's all, or they just don't, or maybe they want you to have a master's in theology, but they don't really care where you got it from.
Okay.
So. And
okay, so you never said Catholic that whole time.
Oh, okay. So if you want to become a Catholic priest, that's a big deal.
Okay.
And I mean, that's 7 years of school.
What?
Yeah. And so if you want to become a Catholic priest, you have to, it's a big deal.
How much is that?
I don't know how the Catholic Church does that, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Because so for example, if you're a Methodist going into a
if
Methodist,
I'm giving up sex for the rest of my life, I don't owe you nothing.
Well, it's one way to look at it.
You got to pay me
right
to go to your school.
That's one way to look at it. And they may actually. I don't know. I really have no idea. I haven't looked at it. They actually may.
Okay.
Pay for their priest to go to school, and so. But yeah, there's obviously a huge application process, an interview process and then they have to accept you, to go to that school, or to start the journey of becoming a Catholic priest.
Okay.
And so that's absolutely a thing. Now, again,
do you know any Catholic priests?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I know someone who actually just started, they just got accepted, into, school to become a Catholic priest just 6 months ago.
Cool.
Yeah. And so, but a lot of
sucks to be them.
Yeah, I mean, either way you want to look at it. And, but I mean, and their training is rigorous. It's very rigorous.
Okay.
And so it's kind of to be honest with you, it's like taking what I did with the master's in doctorate and kind of putting it together.
Okay.
It's kind of what the Catholic school is.
So how long did you
years.
go to school for Jesus?
6 years.
Okay, and they go for 7.
Mm-hmm.
Do they learn any core classes, or is it just
no? So they're
straight into Mary,
into doctrines of the church, into the history of the church, into the theology of the church, all of that stuff.
All right,
right. But you actually bring a good point. A lot of denominations will actually pay for students to go to their seminaries if they're going to become if you're a if you're a Lutheran, for example, right?
Okay.
The Lutheran Church may pay individuals to go get their master's in divinity at a Lutheran seminary and then come out and serve as a Lutheran pastor.
Oh, okay.
Not all denominations do that, but there are several that do, and some of them, will hand out a certain number of scholarships. So not necessarily to everybody, but to, a certain percentage or up to a certain number. So
okay, so if someone if the Catholic stuff is so different, does that stuff transfer over to all the other ones?
Oh, you mean like if you wanted to leave the Catholic Church
and be a pastor or whatever in some other?
That's a great question. I have no idea.
Okay,
I have no idea how that would. That is so. That's interesting. I'm going to ask some people. I'm going to find out
because we got to do another episode. So
okay, yeah, I'm going to ask and find out how.
Because you said that if a Lutheran wanted to now be a Methodist, whatever, they just had to take 3 classes at the other thing. But what if you're Catholic?
Yeah, becoming Protestant
wanted to do that.
I gotcha.
And would anyone even want you?
Yeah, that's so interesting. That's a good question.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll look into that.
Okay.